everyone's in. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Career Connection closing ceremony event. My name is Asia Anderson, and I'm the Assistant Director here in the Office of Career Development. I'm going to let my staff shortly unmute themselves and do a round of introductions, and then I'm going to get started with our ceremony really quickly. Erin, can you get us started?
Sure. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for coming and for participating in Career Connections. My name is Erin Sherrill, and I am the Director for Career Development.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Kang. I'm the Employer Relations Manager, and I graduated from Oglethorpe in 2013.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Solkowski. I'm a career coach, a volunteer in career development, and I am a proud 1989 Petrel.
And I also like to introduce someone on our alumni relations team who's been a big help to us as well. Mary, can you introduce yourself as well?
Hi, I'm Mary Rinaldi-Wynn. I'm the Director of Alumni Relations and excited to see you all.
All right, thank you everyone for those brief introductions. And so thank you for joining us for this Career Connections opportunity. As many of you know who have participated in this event, this was an opportunity for our OU students to connect with professionals and really engage in conversations about their respective industries, learn more about their professional world and what they need to do to prepare for this space. Thanks for all our volunteers. Because of you all, we have had over 50 matches, 53 to be exact, and we were able to pair multiple students with several different matches, so they were able to be paired with different people and have different conversations across various spaces. I would like to give special thanks to our trustee participants, Kelly Odell, Clifford Foster, Cody Parton, and well as Richard Bakare, as well as our PAC participants, Ashish, Catherine, and Dan Duncanson. So thank you all for participating in that. Oh, wait, and Ryan is here as well, I see. So thank you, Ryan, for participating as well. And last but not least, for these shout outs, our young alumni who've really come in and really kind of given a great introduction into what this world could look like for our students who are participating right now. So young alumni who have been participating, including Olivia, as well, Olivia Reingold, Miranda Lynch, and Larissa Randall. So thank you all for participating, as well as Brenna. Sorry, didn't forget you, Brenna. So thank you all for participating again in this space. So because of this event being virtual, we've really been able to kind of participate across all states, including worldwide. And so special shout out to our student, Alex, who's joining us from Kakistan. So thank you so much for that, Alex. But before I get started in hearing some testimonials about everyone's experience, I would like to have a brief introduction from, I would like to give a brief intro to Dr. Magruder, who is our new VP of Advancement. And I'd like for him to briefly introduce himself and tell him a little bit about this opportunity. So Dr. Magruder, if you'd like to unmute.
Great, thank you. I am unmuted this time, Asia, so good thing, right? Hello, everyone. It's really, I'm really pleased to be here. This is such an important aspect of what we do for students and alumni. But just let me say a little bit about myself. I'm Juan Magruder, as Asia said. I've been at Oglethorpe now just about 3 months, not even 3 months, but just under 3 months. And it's just been an amazing experience, especially during COVID and not being able to touch and connect with everyone in person, but it's been wonderful. My background has been in development and alumni relations work for, I don't know, over 20 years in higher education, maybe about 25 years at places like Georgia Tech and Clark Atlanta, but as far north as places like Simmons College and Radcliffe and Harvard and places like that. So I've had a world-round experience in higher education. So it's been great to bring that kind of experience and really vision of what's possible here to Oglethorpe. And I'm looking forward to utilizing a lot of that, working with a lot of our renowned and great faculty and staff and our amazing board and our president and the staff here who's outstanding. And of course, the students to really implement some of the ideas that I've been asked to do. But let me just say that on behalf of really the entire faculty and staff here at Oglethorpe, on behalf of Dr. Ladaney, who is, of course, the new president, and on behalf of our board of trustees and our PAC members and others who have been so supportive of student success, I want to just welcome everybody and thank you for your involvement. I will send a special shout out to our PAC members and our board of trustee members. It's impressive for you guys to be involved in something like this. I think it shows the commitment that you have in terms of leadership for this institution to our students. I will say that I think when it comes to, I'm really proud of the alumni relations staff and the career development staff. It shows the power of what's possible when we collaborate together for students. It's very powerful. I was impressed, Asia, of course, with the numbers that you mentioned. Mary has been telling me and the president and others how many volunteers we've had and involved in this. The fact that students can have more than one alumni as a mentee through this process is very, very impressive. And so I'm really appreciative of that. I will say that I want to say a little bit about how remarkable it is when a time like this for our students, and I know our students know this, but it's important for our students, especially during this weird time that we're in this COVID crisis, to be able to connect with people who understand and appreciate their journey and can help them through it. You know, there's a lot of uncertainty here. There really is a lot of uncertainty just in higher education in general. And so for our students to have the benefit of connecting with other people who have experienced the journey that they're going through at Oglethorpe is very, very powerful. And what I consider it is a kinship. I think about my own alma mater. When I meet somebody that have gone to my alma mater, or whether I meet a student, I immediately feel a kinship with them because you know you've gone through some of the same things, and students need that kinship right now in order to be able to, you know, kind of think about their pathway and kind of figure out what their journey might be. And so they benefit greatly from those of you who have connected with them in this manner through Career Connection. So thank you, especially in this virtual environment. And I know it hasn't been as easy as the knee to knee or the toe to toe or the handshake, but at least I know that you are connecting one-on-one, and that makes a real difference. I think I'll stop there and just say that one of the overarching strategic priorities for the president is student success. It's an umbrella and everything else comes under that. It's about student success. And when I think about, you know, the journey of students from the time they enter Oglethorpe until the time they graduate, until the time they become alumni and continue to stay involved with the university, it's a journey of student success. And so this is a key piece of student success when we connect our alumni to be able to, and our board of trustees and those kinds of leadership to their experience. It becomes very helpful to carrying out our strategic priority of having the best student success, the best experience students can have within the gates of Oglethorpe, and that's a good thing. So thank you all so much for what you do. It really, really makes a difference, and we are extremely grateful for our students and our alumni who participate in this event.
Thank you so much for those words, Dr. Magruder. I think they definitely touched on kind of everything that kind of resonates here with Oglethorpe. Nobody helps a Petrel like a Petrel. Our participants are really engaged and really want to help our students grow and succeed. So to hear from some of those participants, I'd love to start with Margot and let them share some of their opportunities and experiences, that they've had. Marge, sorry, I called you Margot. Oh my gosh, so sorry.
No problem. It happens all the time. But I felt that I really connected and felt more engaged with the university. I mean, I graduated in 1995, so I guess I may be the OG in the group. So, but coming back and just sharing my experience to Oglethorpe students and letting them know that, you know, their experiences enrich so much more with connect to alums, and that I had the group that had, you know, that were film majors or were interested to pursue a career in film. I said, you know, your resources are also in your backyard, you know, given that Oglethorpe is a top filming location. So a lot of questions, a lot of, you know, light bulb moments. Truly, I felt that it's my way of giving back to the university, and that you know, giving is not always a financial contribution. So I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for that. Let's see. And Ryan, if you'd like to share a bit about your experience with some of the students.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks. I appreciate all I've heard thus far. I actually had the pleasure of speaking with Alex from Kazakhstan. So I certainly want to highlight her dedication to this by speaking to me at an ungodly hour in her country. Um, but I actually, I agree with the last comment that was made. I've been dying to get more involved with the university, especially being all the way out on the West Coast. So this was a great opportunity to feel connected. I learned a lot from Alex just about the culture and everything. I did some research after speaking with her just to learn about different countries. And I thought it was really informative. And it was super helpful, I think, to go over some of those things that when I was a senior in college, we had 1 or 2 seminars about debt and getting house loans and things of that nature, starting your adult life. And I never attended one. So I tried to impart my knowledge to Alex, but I super enjoyed the experience.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Ryan. And then last but definitely not least, wait, did he leave? Oh, no, there he is. Okay. We'll have Ashish speak about some of his opportunities and connections with some people. Oh, no. Ashish, you're fine. You'll speak. I know you're fine.
Welcome everyone. Good to see Yesha and Dr. Magruder. Awesome. Welcome to Oglethorpe University, Marge, Ryan. I love what Ryan said. I've been dying to figure out a way to help OU. This is the way. Here's your wish. I've done this several times. My whole thought process on philanthropy is giving back to the students. I always want to help on the ground, not the BOT level, not those high levels where politics are involved. I want to make impact on the students. So I was on the alumni board for 6 years, headed career services. I've helped hundreds of OU students, want to help hundreds more. And that's the goal. And, I'd rather the students speak. So I'm actually going to put Yesha on the spot, because Yesha and I have been, and mentoring is a two-way street, right? So I'm giving Yesha advice, but I'm also learning from her, and the students can give alumni advice as well, because OU students are smarter than Emory and Tech, MIT, Harvard students. They give me advice as well. So keep in mind, alums, that mentorship is a two-way street. Learn from them. And it's not just one call, right? Every single student I've mentored, we have multiple calls, right? It's on them as well, and it's on us. You can't do everything in one call. So I encourage all alumni to keep in touch with all of their mentees, because you can learn from them. But I do want to put Yesha on the spot in terms of, you've got a great story, biomed, medicine, and now you're at Goldman Sachs, right, in Utah. So I'm going to pass it to you.
Thanks, Mr. Ashish. I'm Yesha. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a senior. And as Mr. Ashish mentioned, I am a bio major with a chem minor and the concentration in public health, but I'm not sticking to it. So I had the pleasure of talking to Mr. Rivenbark, who's here. It's really nice to see you again, Mr. Matt and Ms. Roman. And it was so, for me, it was so nice to be able to talk to them both. They're both in consulting, which is something, as a child, that's something that I had always imagined I wanted to do, but I was very stuck on the idea of medicine and going into medicine. Especially from being from Zimbabwe, those are kind of the three options you're given. And I think that's not just strictly Zimbabwean, like you go into law, you go into teaching, you go into engineering, or you become a doctor. And so I was kind of stuck on that pathway for a really long time. I got to Oglethorpe, and I'm sure Erin and Stephanie can testify to this because I worked under them in career development as well. And I was so set on becoming a doctor, and I realized that it wasn't for me. So I just was not passionate about it. So really career development has helped me realize that there are other options, as well as being able to talk to alumni like Mr. Ashish and Mr. Rivenbark and so many of the other alumni who have given back their time. But for me, the overall takeaway that really comforted me is because I'm such a planner. Like I wanted to have my life figured out. Like I was from a very cookie cutter mindset of like, you go to college or you go to high school, go to college, go to grad school, and then boom, you've got a job and you're all figured out. And so Oglethorpe and moving to America was a realization that that's not it, and that's not how things work, and that's okay. But it's okay to not know what you want to do when you grow up, and it's okay to figure it out as you go and make informed decisions as you go. And making decisions by being true to yourself, which is what I had not been doing for my first few years at Oglethorpe. So that was really great. And then the other takeaways is to give back to Oglethorpe. I think that's something I hear from alum all the time, but you know, give back my time, give back my energy once I graduate. And like Ms. March had mentioned, that it doesn't have to be a financial contribution. So that was really helpful. But thank you all for participating, and thank you for sharing your time and energy with us.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Yesha. You know, my experience with you as well has been great. And so watching you go through this journey, I would definitely say has been interesting yet fulfilling at the same time. So let's keep going with our students and their testimonials about career connections and how they've enjoyed this experience. Ashaka, would you like to share your experience a bit for a moment?
I'd love to. So, hello everyone. My name is Ashrakat Hassan. I'm a freshman politics major. I'm going to go to law school, and my career connections were two attorneys. One of them was a criminal defense attorney, Leslie Thomas, out of New York City. And then the other was Robert Cairns, who is a tenant attorney here in Atlanta. So my previous career connection experience was really mainly about law school. How do you get there, the LSAT, practicing, that type of thing. But I'm so grateful that this experience was more so about the career side of it. How do you make a living after law school? How do you, kind of conceptualize this period of uncertainty, after you graduate? And they really, both of them truly made things a lot easier for me. I'm just like Yesha, I plan everything out, and that means that law school is pretty daunting and that I have a lot of things on my plate as enough as it is. So I was very worried about the process and the journey. But the one thing that I can remember taking away from both experiences was you will be okay. If you are participating in this type of event, this type of program, and you're as engaged as you are, you will be okay. And I think that statement or that sentiment, I hadn't gotten anywhere else. There was just always this: you have to have that 4.0. You have to have a high LSAT score. But truly, no one takes care of a Petrel like a Petrel, and they really took care of me. I maintain those connections. I still have, Leslie Thomas's number, where like I'm a mentor for her now. I'm a mentee for her now. Robert Cairns gave me a contact in an internship that I'm doing in the summer. He said, I know the guy who's working for you, who's working, in the organization that you're working with. And those connections are insane. I had no idea that, both of them were so ingrained in the campus community in Atlanta, and had those, references for me to use. And it's so valuable to have these experiences. And I'm so glad I did it again, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have been able to really conceptualize this journey of law school and getting a job. It's such a big task, and you really need someone to tell you, stay grounded for a second and know that you are capable, And if I hadn't had those words and that sentiment reach out to me, I probably don't know what I would be doing right now. So I'm really, really grateful for all the experiences and all the advice they gave me. Thank you guys so much for participating, and I cannot wait to see what other generations and other generations of Petrels can say from these experiences.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashika, for those kind words. You guys are doing a fabulous job. Last but not least, before we open the floor, we have one more student that was selected to speak. Jana, where are you? I'm sorry, I have to click through a few of
I'm
the.
here.
Awesome. If you could speak for a second about your experience with your professionals.
Yes. So hi everyone. My name is Jana Patel, and I am a current freshman at Oglethorpe, majoring in biopsychology with a concentration in public health. A lot like Yesha. For career connections, I got matched up with Melissa Funk, and she works with Ochsner Health Systems as a physician's compensation worker. And she gave me some great insights on like how vast the healthcare field is. It's not just about becoming a doctor, and that there are so many opportunities and options to choose from career-wise in the healthcare field. And she also emphasized the importance of utilizing every skill that you have because you don't know where that skill can lead you. She told me a story about this one guy who created like origami figures for fun, and that was like one of his skills. And somehow he landed a job with NASA using those origami skills. And at NASA, he would like do the foldings of the parachutes that they would use because they needed to be folded in a certain way. And I thought that was so cool that like just from like knowing how to do origami, someone could land a job at NASA. She also briefly discussed with me the importance of establishing connections with people that you know because you don't know where those connections can lead you in the future. And she also told me that it was also important to like to get started early because she was an accounting major at Oglethorpe, and she started her first accounting job in the summer, which in her freshman year, and that helped her start off her journey to where she is now. And I want to encourage others to participate in this opportunity because you get to hear from Oglethorpe alumni and other adults that allow you to gain insights on these different career opportunities, and they're here to give us as much information as they can, and they have some really good advice to give that you will take away with you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you all for sharing. I'm going to open the floor to any students or any other professionals that would like to share a bit about their spaces or opportunities. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat and do too many things at one time. Anyone who wants to share any of their experiences or opportunities, that would be great.
I just think we need to do this more often. There's a huge ROI both for the students and alumni. Yeah, see, you see Ryan. I don't have those kind of props to show. I'll just do the heart, but you know, and I'll anytime I've been on enough nonprofit boards and other boards to say, hey, if I suggest something, I will volunteer and help. Right? I'm not just going to say, oh, here's a problem, here's a solution, you go do it. I will help, and I feel Ryan's with me, Eric's with me. I feel a lot of folks are with me to do this. So, you know, and I can get PAC resources. I can get outside of Oglethorpe resources to do this. Stephanie, we're going to get your husband Mike involved, right? So this is obviously this is the second one I've done. And we just need to do more of this more often because you can see the impact clearly. And I don't think it takes a lot of energy, especially with Zoom. It's a lot easier because you can reach students and alumni nationally and internationally. So it only makes sense to make this quarterly, monthly, whatever cadence you think, and you can use my Zoom account. So happy to step up.
I'll go ahead and say something as well. From a student's perspective, I have to say that I agree. I think the ROI on this is immense. My name is Roey. For the people that don't know me, I am a senior international business major with economics and Spanish minors. And I really don't come from a place where I necessarily know and had an idea of what I wanted to do. I just know that I like to do things in general. I used a lot of my time in college to just kind of diversify and try different avenues and see what I like the most. And I had the privilege of working with Mr. Ray. We were supposed to meet for about an hour. I think we ended up talking for a good 2.5 hours. And it was just, the conversation just kind of flowed, and we talked, and we talked about everything really, and he taught me a lot about, you don't have to have an idea. How he's kind of jumped around, and he's very similar to me, where I get bored pretty easily with the things I'm doing and like to jump to different ideas, and he's, I think, very similar to that. So that was great to have that kind of perspective from someone that didn't necessarily know. I wanted to be an accountant. I studied to be an accountant. I am an accountant. So it was nice to see someone that is kind of in the same, was kind of in the same position as I was. And from a student, that's a connection that I have. And we continue to email back and forth every other week. And he's been helping me develop a business that I'm working on starting. So definitely from a student's perspective, this program was amazing. And I wanted to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be a part of it as well.
See, that's an amazing testimonial, because we're brought up saying there's no shortcuts in life. There is. If you speak to alumni and people who've done it before, they can give you certain shortcuts to accelerate. So really, brilliant. I'm so glad you spoke up.
Yeah, your connections are a lot closer than you think. I mean, there's a lot of us in different fields, different, years that we've graduated. And that's what I was telling my group. I speak like I had 10 people, I had 2. So that my path wasn't always direct. I was an international student. I was a business major. I did the whole corporate thing, but it led me into 3 other different careers. So I was telling students, it's not, don't be impatient about specializing in that one thing, because we're made to diversify. We have so many gifts, so many talents, that it's okay. It's not so much that, people might say, well, you don't know what to do with your life. Well, that's because I'm many things. And that's what I wanted to impart to younger students and even young alums is sometimes there is no direct path. And, my most current career is in film, and everybody in film comes from every walk of life. So, I found it that students were very encouraged to know that there are different paths, and it's okay to, switch careers depending on how you've evolved as a person. And, to me, that was very fulfilling that I was able to impart that to them. And again, another light bulb moment to the students.
Well said.
I'll go ahead and echo what several of the alumni have already said. I'm Dan Duncanson. I'm actually far away. I'm in Gainesville, Florida. I'm one of the older ones looking at the screen. I graduated in '85, so I got 10 years on Marge. But this is the second time I've done it. And the reason I didn't do it in the gap period is I was just too busy and didn't get in my yes, I'll do it in time. And the program took off without me. But even far away, the first time I did it, the goal was to have, sit down and have coffee with the mentor and mentees, face-to-face type stuff. And it was just impossible for me to do that 6 hours away. So, but I had 6 or 7 over an hour long phone calls with my mentee. We connected on LinkedIn and we're still following each other. So, that was a really good connection for me back to the university. And also, I think it was a good connection for him because he stayed connected with me. Yeah, I'm more than willing to do this more often. I am one of those people who went into college with a clear idea what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a doctor. I followed through that path, and lo and behold, 30 years later, I'm still a doctor, but I only spend about 15% of my time as a doctor, and the other 85% of the time I'm running a healthcare business. So I'm using my medical skills, but I'm using a heck of a lot more liberal arts skills, economic skills, and other skills than just the medical skills. So, I've raised 4 kids, all of them into college, and it just blows me away how early in these students' careers they're asked to say, this is what I'm going to do for the next 40 years of my life. And, before they get out of high school, they got to put on a college application. And that's just bizarre. I mean, success in my mind is those who do best at adapting to their environment and the stimuli they have. And those environments and stimuli change over our lives. So I think, hearing that from alumni is what we need for the students to hear is, you got to have some idea where you're going, but you don't have to have the finite details ironed out at 20 and 18 years of age. That's ridiculous. So that's my point.
And I'll echo that. I find myself a little intimidated when I talk to the current students because I don't know that I had my stuff together quite to the extent that they did when I was that age. But it's great to see. And it just personally for, my company hires probably 600, 700, 800 undergrads a year. And most of our recruiters, they spend their time at the big schools because that's easier. And it's good for me to remember. I mean, Oglethorpe has some really great students, and to the extent that I can help open those doors to smaller schools and see what Oglethorpe can bring. That's all good.
Awesome comment.
Yeah. What? Who's speaking? Sorry, I can't ever catch.
No, that was me. I just said, Dan, Matt, awesome comments.
Yes, everyone, thank you so much for your kind comments. I think this was very inspirational to hear how much you all are willing to connect and continue to connecting with students and give back. So I hope that we can keep you all on board for this upcoming semester and moving forward as we continue with this program. I want to give a space for any final comments before we close, because everyone seems to be engaged and I love engagement. So I will let you sit here and talk. But no, again, thank you all for participating. We really appreciate you all in this event and connecting with students and alumni specifically. If you haven't completed the evaluation form, please take the time to complete that form as well. And then thank you all for completing that form so we have great feedback to know how to move forward. But I think that's it. If there are any other final words from Stephanie or Aaron, thank you all for participating. No?
I think we have Alex calling internationally if Alex wants to say anything.
Awesome. Wait, where is
Alex? Ryan shared about your conversation earlier, which was really, really great.
Yes.
And Alex may not be available to unmute, and that's okay.
Just wanted to give Alex a chance. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for attending, and hopefully you all have a great rest of your day.
Thanks so much, everyone. This is really great. We appreciate you all so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was great.
That was great.
Good job.
I thought that I'm so glad Juan got to stay on a little bit longer too. I think it was really helpful for him to see that. I'm trying to finish this
Cutting stuff.
but, and so I think that was really great because it's great to hear directly from everybody who's been through the program,
Yeah. We should use it in promo. Like maybe we can get Grant to do a couple snips for us and we could do it promo for next fall. I don't know about every month, Ashish, but I appreciate that you're so excited.
So, the thing is that I think that hopefully as the word spreads among the students, like if we can use some of the people, I mean, they'll be graduating, but some of the people who have participated to help get other people, that will be really great. Especially, I mean, listen, some of these people are ending up with internships from this thing.
Oh, it's so great.
Robert has just joined the alumni board, by the way. Robert Cairns.
What'd you say?
Robert Cairns is rolling onto the alumni board this year.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear.
Oh.
So yeah, that was awesome. Great job, Asia.
Yes, great job, Asia.
that was really good. I felt awkward for Alex because you had said that they didn't want to unmute, and so I just
Yeah, when he said that at the end, I was like, no, Alex doesn't want to talk.
I know. So I just like, not able to unmute. That's okay. Also, Ashish did really great. We didn't actually ask him to talk, but good job putting him on the spot, Asia.
Talked anyway.
He would have talked.
Yeah, no, I sent him a private message and was just like, thank you so much. And he was like, anytime.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was very nice about it. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody. Yay, it's over. Yay, it's over.
Yes, good.
And
all right, next graduation
and send it to Grant.
Any news on? By the way, the reason why I'm here today is we're getting all our stuff for them to assemble our boxes. That's why we're cutting and making all of our cards and inserts and stuff. So, any news on the bags?
Yeah, they've been ordered. Okay. They're in production, and I told them our drop dead was the same day yours are arriving. Perfect. And so they said it's done. So
That is fantastic.
yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well, thanks
All right.
everybody. Talk to you later.
Bye.